Welcome to English Stories for Listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you genuinely want to be fluent in English.
Once upon a time, a boy sat under an old tree. He had no shoes. His feet touched cold grass. The wind blew on his head. He looked at the gray sky above. He remembered his mother. She had died last winter. His father had held his hand. "I will keep our home safe," his father had said. The boy had believed him. Weeks later, his father lay quiet on the ground. The boy cried by his side. He touched his father's cold hand. "I promise to care for them," he whispered. He felt pain in his heart. He went back to the small house alone. Inside, his little sister sat on a straw mat. Their grandmother sat by a dim lamp. The boy hugged them both tight. He wiped his tears and smiled. At dawn, he rose to work. He carried water from a distant well. He chopped wood for a thin fire. He washed the small cloth they wore. At dusk, he went back home. His sisters ran and played all day. They sang under the sun. They never helped with chores. They laughed and left him to work. The boy felt tired. One evening, he asked, "Will you help me now?" They only looked away. They ran past him laughing. The boy stood alone in the dark. He pressed his hand to his chest. That night, he lay on a thin mat. His stomach growled for food. The wind rattled the old door. He heard a soft whisper. "Come," it said. He rose on shaky legs. He followed the sound down a dark hall. His heart pounded in his ears. At the far end, he saw one old shoe. It lay on a low bench. He bent to pick it up. The shoe was warm to the touch. He held it close to his chest. Then he saw words on the wall. "For my son," they read. He wiped the letters with his fingers. A loose floorboard shone in the light. He knelt and pried it open. Beneath, he found a wooden box. His hands shook as he lifted its lid. Inside lay a folded letter. He opened it with care. The paper was worn and soft. "Dear son," it began, "I loved you more than life. I saved this for you." His father's handwriting curved on the page. He read each word with tears. He felt his father's love again. He pressed the letter to his chest. His tears fell onto the paper. Beneath the letter, shiny coins lay. They glowed in the dim lamp. He counted them in surprise. There were enough for food and warmth. The next morning, he used the coins. He bought warm bread and rice. He filled empty cups with tea. His sisters smelled the warm food. They looked at him with wide eyes. "Where did you get this?" they asked. The boy only nodded. They each took a piece of bread. For one day, they helped him carry water. They chopped wood by his side. They washed the small cloth together. The boy felt a small hope, but the next day they forgot. They ran back to games and song. The boy stood with a heavy heart. He watched them leave with empty hands. That night, he heard the soft whisper again. "Come," it called from the hall. His breath caught in his throat. He followed the voice once more. He found the empty shoe on the bench again. The words, "For my son," glowed faintly. He touched them and felt warmth. He looked around at the silent house. He climbed the stairs in a dream. He saw his mother's shadow in the lamp glow. She smiled at him and waved. she vanished in thin air. He woke with tears in his eyes. His heart ached with love. He touched empty space beside him. He wished they both were there. One morning, he fell ill in the cold. His head ached and his body shook. He lay on the thin mat. His sisters found him and glanced away. "You look weak," one sister said, but she did not help. The boy tried to stand. He fell back with a soft cry. He picked up the wooden box. He pressed the letter to his lips. He thought of his parents' love. His tears wet the paper again. That night, he sat by the open door. He packed a small bag of bread. He took the lonely shoe and the box. He wrote a note on a scrap of cloth. "Dear sisters, I am sorry. I cannot stay. I must find my own path. Forgive me." He tied the note to the shoe. He stood in the moonlight. He had no shoes for his feet. He felt a cold tear roll down his cheek. At dawn, he walked away barefoot. His small feet left prints in the dust. He carried the box and the dream of love. He looked back once and then forward. Inside the house, his sisters awoke and saw the note. Their eyes widened in shock. They read the words with trembling hands. They ran after him without shoes. They found him by the river bank. He sat beside a small fire. His head lay on his knees. He looked far away at the water. They crouched beside him and held him close. "Brother," they whispered through tears, "we are so sorry." They brushed his hair from his face. He opened his eyes in surprise. Their tears fell on his cheeks. He squeezed their hands and smiled. "I forgive you," he said softly. They led him back to the small house. They cleaned the floors with care. They chopped wood for the fire. They cooked warm food for him. They sat together by the lamplight. Then they gave him a folded note. It read in shaky letters, "We failed you. We are sorry. We will help you now. We love you." The boy read the words and cried. He held the note close. He felt his heart fill with hope. His tears mixed with a soft laugh. That night, they planted a young tree in the yard. They buried the empty shoe by its roots. They said kind words under the stars. The wind whispered around them. They felt a gentle warmth in the air. They knew their parents watched them with pride. The boy closed his eyes and smiled. He felt loved and not alone. Sometimes in the dark, you can find light. Sometimes a small shoe can hold great love. We all need care and a warm word. What will you do today to help someone who feels alone?